As we've discussed today, there's no shortage of original series, hit movies, and Halloween entertainment on Peacock, but that's not all. As someone who can't resist a good throwback, I love diving into Peacock's library of bingeable classics like The Munsters, Modern Family, Good Times, Father Knows Best, Frasier, Dennis the Menace, Little House on the Prairie, The A-Team, Punky Brewster, Highway to Heaven, Murder, She Wrote, and much more. So, in this segment, we've asked the editors to find the best of the best can't not watch series on Peacock. And we will start with me. And 1 year before Roseanne pushed the boundaries of American sitcoms, Fox's Married with Children introduced audiences to television's most dysfunctional family. Ed O'Neill starred as iconic patriarch and lazy shoe salesman Al Bundy, while Katie Sagal played his lazy wife Peggy Bundy, and Christina Applegate and David Faustino portrayed their generally lazy kids, Kelly and Bud Bundy. Married with Children ran for a stunning 11 seasons and 259 episodes from 1987 to 1997. And while often controversial, it is considered one of the most underrated sitcoms of all time. And since it's scary season, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that Peacock has all 7 seasons of Alfred Hitchcock Presents. Often considered one of the best TV shows of all time, this anthology series featured standalone stories of terror, horror, and suspense from the master himself, Alfred Hitchcock. And the series, which was renamed the Alfred Hitchcock Hour in 1965, ran for 268 episodes, but only 18 of those were actually directed by Hitchcock himself. So if you're looking for somewhere to start, check out some of those episodes that Hitchcock directed in season 1, starting with an episode called One More Mile to Go, then try Revenge, and then The Case of Mr. Pelham. They are just as good. I mean, it's Hitchcock, so they're incredible, but all 7 seasons, it's like The Twilight Zone, but better, in my opinion. So well worth adding to your Halloween repertoire. And now, what are we going to turn it to? Audrey, you want to talk about your picks?
Sure. So I know I'm not alone in my, I want to call it obsession with true crime. It's really super popular these days. There are podcasts, there are documentaries, there are docuseries. So these are 2, like, I want to say classics. Dateline obviously goes deep on like current and past true crime stories. And this isn't just one of my favorites because my brother's name is the same as one of the hosts. But it's just a really thorough look at what really goes on and some of the dark things that happen in the world, and done in a way that is interesting. And it interviews people who are involved. And I can't not put this on and turn it off. And it really just keeps me hooked. The same with the first 48. If you're not familiar, the premise here is most crimes, if a person is not found within 48 hours or the crime is not solved, it really, the likelihood diminishes that it will come to a close. So this is the look at the first 48 hours behind the scenes in the police station of how like detectives are piecing things together and what they're doing. And that's just really fascinating to me to see the ins and outs of what actually goes into solving a crime, because I think it's really easy to sit back and watch these and say like, it was the husband, it was the boyfriend, it was this, and have your own ideas. But these are like real people involved in crimes and real detectives working on them. So the first 48 is a really interesting look to me. And I know it's very popular with our users as well.
I will say when they put that clock up and they're counting down how much time there is left, like it adds a different element to the show compared to other true crime where you're like, oh my God, they're nowhere near, they have nothing and they have like 5 hours left. Like it's
so stressful. Stressful. Okay. Who's next?
Gordon. It's Gordon. It's Gordon.
It's Gordon time.
All right. So my picks were, first of all, I love my comedies, and, I have like my new classics, stuff I go back to all the time. The Office, Parks and Rec. And one of the new additions to that of my list is Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I was a little late to the party for this. Got into it about season 4 or 5, but man, I love this show. It's about a police station in New York, obviously, That's, it's the kind of comedy that a lot of comedy is very negative and bad things happen to people, where this is kind of the opposite. You care for these people and root for them. The Jake Peralta and his wife Amy, like, they are me and my wife. My wife is a beautiful genius who's obsessed with keeping things organized, and I am a class clown bad boy with a heart of gold, just like they are. So whenever we watch it and she's obsessed with her keeping her binder in order, and I'm obsessed with spending money on something stupid, we're like, that's us. But yeah, I absolutely can't get enough of this show, to the point where Peacock will do this thing where they're like, dude, are you still watching this? And I'm like, yes, Peacock. I absolutely, don't judge me, Peacock. I'm absolutely still watching this because I can't get enough of it. I do talk to Peacock all the time. And then my other pick was I actually have never seen this show. This is a bucket list show. I have a list of shows that I know are phenomenal, that people I love and trust and respect have recommended over the years. I just haven't had the chance to get to it. Like I said, I could put on Brooklyn Nine-Nine and, mess around on my phone or do some writing or do some drawing. But like, I really want to like focus and like take in these shows that people have been raving about for years. And Friday Night Lights is one of them. I saw the movie. I loved it. I hear the TV show is even better. So once I finally lock down and watch it, I'm sure I'll love it. So that's my second pick. Another bucket list pick is Friday Night Lights.
Gordon, I want to make sure you know that since Andy Samberg is in Brooklyn Nine-Nine and you also love baking shows, that he has a show coming to Peacock for the holidays called Baking It.
Explain. I'm in.
He's going to be one of the judges.
If I win the lottery, you are never going to see me again except on the Food Network, because I'm going to go to sugar pulling school and learn how to do sugar pulling, and then I'm going to be on the Holiday Baking Championship, and I'm going to win. So you'll be talking about me.
Get ready.
Like, watch Gordon and Andy Samberg on Peacock, baking.
Pulling sugar.
Stuff.
Yeah,
Bacon.
You heard it here first. He's pointing to the
I will miss
stands,
you guys.
Pointing to the baking
Right.
It's been nice
championship.
knowing you.
Call the shot. You guys
Rose,
can test all the sugar I pull that's bad.
Sign me up.
Rose, what are your can't not watch picks?
All right. Folks at home, folks at Twitter, if you have watched it, this is your pick to rewatch it. If you haven't, here is my plea for all of these two can't not watch shows. One is The Office, okay? It's amazing. One of the best sitcoms or comedies series that's out today, and here's why. Because the characters are relatable. They're not perfect. The writing is amazing because it takes relatable situations and like just heightens it a bit and sometimes pokes fun at themselves. The writing is just so good. And then the actors' performances are amazing, okay? Because, with the casting, the writing, the performances, everything. Steve Carell, so good. Rewatching this is also so much fun because I also have a companion series that I listen to called the Office Ladies Podcast, where they give you like all these behind the scenes stuff. So going back and rewatching it just makes it that much better. There's very few shows that literally make me LOL. And I laugh out loud when I'm watching this show because it's so funny. If you haven't watched and there's one episode that you're like, Rose, what's a starter episode, a gateway? It would be the holiday episode, like the first Christmas episode. I think it's in season 2. When I saw that, it was so relatable and so funny and just so good. I don't know how many so's that I can tell you to convince you, but this for me is my can't not watch. My second pick, I'm going to demonstrate for you why you should watch or rewatch, okay? And here it goes. Number 1. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. All right. You know that sound, right? All right. Keep that in mind. Here's the next one. Here's the next little sound clip that people in the universe might also relate to. Clothes. Treat yourself. Massages. Treat yourself. Fine leather goods. Treat yourself. It's the best day of the year. It's the best day of the year. Now, I know some of you, or maybe all of you, have heard these amazing sound bites. And if you don't know where they originated from Parks and Rec. And if you love them so much, just think about how amazing Parks and Rec, the actual show, is. So those are my two. Can't not watch. Hope you enjoy them or re-enjoy them. And that's my pitch. All available on Peacock. Okay, that's it.
Rose, I know
Bravo.
you already had those emoji things printed out, and I want to know what the previous use of those emoji boards were for, because you didn't make it just for this.
I did. I mean,
No, did you really?
Lies.
Is that the only emoji? Do
warned
you have
us.
others?
this is the only emoji that I printed out just for this, just for you, everyone watching. Just
She
for
warned
you.
us.
And
she
you're
would
What a
like,
treat.
why would I be the one who drops the F-bomb? I wonder why. It's literally that emoji. It's also worth plugging that Peacock has the Office Superfan Collection, which are extended episodes of, I think so far there's at least the first and third season, but multiple seasons, every episode extended with deleted, never before scenes. If you're like one of the people who love to like dig that up on YouTube or find them on like the DVDs, they've all been reinserted into the episodes. So it's really interesting to get like more Office. If you got to the end of the series and you're like, oh, I wish there was more Office, there is. Like, there's stuff you've never seen before. So
here's
super
another
big
so
plug.
for you. There's so many more ways to watch when you're on Peacock. You can watch the Superfan episodes. You can watch it by character. You can watch it by, I think, Sane. You can also watch it by. I mean, there's so many ways. Peacock, you really got the Superfan Office, like the Office Superfan, really good. You did us really good here. Just saying. Thank you so much.